So I've been a Hyrox athlete for a month.
Officially now.
Officially a month. What's the date
Technically,
today?
it's the 16th.
The 16th. You raced on the 15th, didn't you? No, you raced on the 16th.
Yep.
Biggest thing about Tia here is to get familiar with the burpee broad jump. She's obviously done a lot of burpees in her life, but maybe not a lot of burpee broad jumps. So hammering them right now. 5 seconds. She did very well. She held the prescribed paces, and I thought she was going to go faster, to be honest. But I was very impressed. How'd it go, T?
There have been some years where, I've been focusing on weightlifting or bobsled, or simply just getting ready for the CrossFit season. But this year I've just been really focusing on the Hyrox. And right now I've really just been doing a lot of the Hyrox training, and I'm looking forward to Brisbane. That's going to be my next race. And that's on the 1st and 2nd of March of this year. That's going to be with Newbury. I haven't really looked into doing anything individual just yet, but right now, Newbury and we qualified for Chicago in Melbourne, so that was really exciting and completely unexpected. So we just thought, why not give that a shot? And that's in June of this year.
If you can't train by yourself and do the hard work by yourself, how are you going to race and be all by yourself out there? You aren't with anyone out there on the dance floor. So you got to be okay with training by yourself, don't you? That's my take on it. I'm not saying you can't train with people, but you've got to be okay with having sessions by yourself, and you should be talking to yourself, and you should be your best friend out there, if that makes sense. I don't want to sound too corny, but I've got a name for my fitness. Phil Fitness is a person to me. I haven't said this to anyone but my partner, but you know what I mean? So I have created this character, and the character is my fitness. I have the best days out training with Phil.
Why
all the
Phil,
time.
by the way?
I think it was just because Phil and fitness kind of go together, but if I had to spell him, he would definitely be called, no, he would be FIL, so not very good grammar, but Phil Fitness is who I train with every day, and most of the time he does me wonders, and it's kind of like Trevor the treadmill. I haven't spoken to Tia about this, but I think that's so important, and that's something that she's been able to develop for years and years. The most important thing when it comes down to elite performance is the consistency of the engagement in your craft, and if you can gamify things like talking to Phil Fitness every day, well, I'm going to do that to make sure that I'm engaging in my craft every day. So we're just turning into the farm now, and ready for our second session. It's about 35 degrees out here now, Celsius. It's going to be hot in the barn here, but looking forward to it.
I will.
So since Melbourne, it's been phenomenal feedback from the Hyrox community, and even the CrossFit community for that matter, right? I think what's great is they both can coexist, or they both can exist, meaning that I could participate in both without one being a detriment, right? There will be a point of elite status or elite level where one will have to take priority over the other, but for the most part, general population like myself and everyone that seems to show interest in it, a lot of 90% of people participating in Hyrox and CrossFit, they both can coexist completely together. But we also have a new team member to our array of phenomenal coaches, and it's JK himself. What's great about that is that he's already an expert in this field, and he's two-dimensional in the sense that he's an athlete and a coach. So for him to be a part of our team just levels us up to another level. I don't know what level we're on. I'd like to think it's double digits. Oh man, I never thought that we'd have this many coaches. I always thought it'd just be Tia and I, just nomads just running around the countryside trying to make this thing work. But to have the likes of JK and the likes of our other coaches spearheading this proven, it's just phenomenal.
When I used to do weightlifting, there was a situation where I just needed to have my head pulled in, and Miles, the coach, Shane was like trying to help me and everything, and I was like kind of having a go at him. And Miles was like, Tia, pull your head in, you know, like, and sometimes I just need that, and you can do that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
JK's never gonna do it to me. JK's like, yep, okay, never gonna happen.
I want to hear at some point. Hell, Tia.
44 days until Brisbane Hyrox, right? Now, you've experienced a few more Hyrox races yourself. Great starting point for you, Tia. Now, but from my end to you guys, I want Brisbane to be a statement. If that's going to be the case, then you both need to double down a bit more. I want to ask you specifically, Tia, how are you really feeling about dialing in a bit more training right now?
For sure, especially if we're like 6 weeks out.
6 weeks out. Yeah.
Thought we were 9 weeks out, but anyway, 10 weeks out.
Well, I think the cool thing that we can look forward to, considering how we prepped, and this might even just be a mental thing for confidence, but how and what we did and what we prepped for in Melbourne, like I have no doubt that if we were to hit it right now in the same conditions with the fitness that we've done over the last month,
Yeah.
it'd be better again.
But even just like, I think now I know what to expect too. So like, I remember being pretty reserved at the very beginning of the event because I was really concerned that if I went out too hot, would we be able to maintain that? Would James be waiting on me a lot? Like I remember our very first like session together, I was so nervous because I was like, I don't know what to expect from here. But it's like, it's just another, like I feel way more confident with it.
Yeah, and it's now what we're going to do starting next week. We're actually going to test our 10K, right? We're going to get your average pace of that, and that's going to be your estimated threshold pace for the next 6 weeks, right? Cool. We're actually going to test it again 10 days out of Hyrox Brisbane. Cool. All right, because then we can actually see where you're measuring up, okay? And seeing if everything's going to plan, all right? How we're going to do that though, due to the fact that we're getting to crunch time, 5.5, 6 weeks out of a race, we're going to become a lot more sport specific, right?
Yeah.
So we are going to create a lot more high-end station work, high intensity station work with the added threshold running still in, as well as fatigue running. Don't think that your threshold is going to be your race pace, all right? As an example, your threshold pace should be your plan B for the race because you've been rinsing and repeating double thresholds for weeks and weeks on end. It's just easy.
Yeah.
It's just what your body wants to just go back to all the time. But you've got the base so that you can run faster.
Yeah.
All right?
Shane, what are you excited for Hyrox Brisbane?
Yeah, really excited about that one. What's great about that one, it's a short drive for us, so we're really pumped about that. And anyone doing that, in fact, part of the Proven team, or even just like supporters of Thierry, myself, or anyone on the channel, please come say hello. Like, we're just thrilled that there's more in-person events that we get to be a part of and figuring it out along the way, just like it was many years ago. So like, it's awesome to have a chance to be, especially in Brisbane, being so close to home, or we call this home. So yeah, really pumped for that.